That is not scary, guys. That is not scary. Everybody says that little illegal immigrant guy here that I harbor here is scary. He's not scary. He's a nice guy. Pretty decent dancer. Not as good as me, but he's a pretty decent dancer. I am the king of the dance. Okay. And Mr. Bill's Curbs. Don't forget Mr. Bill's Curbs. All righty, guys and girls. Let's get into a little bit of news here that I looked into recently, or at least I pressed the bookmark button. So that's what I call look into. I did a lot of deep diving research into the news of the day. So, give me a little credit for doing my research and things like that. Yeah, it's good stuff. Anyhow, let's press a few buttons here. I'm not going to press your buttons, but you can press the button in there's a like button in there. Oops, I forgot to tell you where the like button was. My bad. There's a like button there. Just FYI, not grifting. I think it's over here somewhere. There's this subscribe button over in this ballpark over here. If you're looking at your computer, some people like to do the vertical thing. Do you guys do the vertical thing? Hey, Rob Thomas, how you doing? You guys watching it on your phone or whatever, and you prefer the vertical or you prefer the horizontal? Because I think YouTube gives you the option nowadays to do the vertical or something like that. But I'm like, even if you're using your phone or whatever, it's just you want to see the chat and the horizontal on top. You want to see what people are saying and you want to see the horizontal. Like, who cares about the vertical? Anyway, everybody likes to do the Instagram thing, which you can follow me on Instagram too. But anyway, thank you, Rob. How you doing? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Okay, guys, like the news. Let's get into the news. You don't want to hear me all the time. We aren't exactly. Right wingers are on computers. Left wingers are always on their phones. Exactly. That's what kind of my idea behind that. There's nothing wrong with being on your phone. I'm just saying, as long as you're not on there 24/7. Touch grass. Where are we going with this? Oh, bookmarks. Check there. Let's make this a little bit bigger so you can see some news here. Let's see what's going on here. Feel free to answer that poll question. Just kind of curious. I see a little bit of infighting on the left and the right, or something like that, just to see if anybody has thoughts on that or something like that. Feel free to check out that poll question over there. It's not a grift. It's not a grift to get more engagement or anything like that. You guys, not a grift. Okay. Libs use their phones. Exactly. More often than they ought. Although the funny thing is, if you at the ICE building or whatever, they usually don't have their phones on them in a lot of cases, except for Pam or somebody like that, because what happened with Black Bloc, if they have phones, guess what the authorities can do? Track them. Why would they not want to be tracked? I wonder why. Whereas right-wingers, they don't mind being on their phones and videotaping. Because guess what? We're not doing anything wrong. Anywho, that's enough chit-chat. You guys like all this chit-chat stuff, don't you? I don't mind a little bit of chit-chat, but I want to get into some newsy stuff here. There we go. Enough newsy stuff there for you. There we go. I just wanted to, I saw this Angela Rose. She was down there in Portland not too long ago. She's starting to get a little bit upset about things. So I just wanted to read this thing here. Part of this thing. Oh, boy, it's longer than I thought it was. Okay, maybe we'll read that later. That's a longer one than I thought it would be. She kind of goes on a little bit of a rant. I wish she did a video with that rant rather than maybe read all that stuff. Miss Mary, a few clips of my favorite show, Tommy Trump show. You don't know what
And we're gonna wipe it out.
You guys are big on the nicknames or whatever. Mace Face, right? Something like that. I guess Mace. I'm not big on. I mean, I don't mind the nicknames, but I just can't keep track of all the nicknames as much as some people do that stuff out there. They don't want to get on that list. Exactly, Rob. Exactly. Okay. What was it? Timu somebody or other. I can't remember what his nickname is here. He got upset last night or something like that. We might watch more of that video here, but this is just a little bit of upset guy. Oh, I don't know if I'm thinking of the guy from Home Improvement, Al from Home Improvement. Timu Al from Home Improvement. Can we go that route here? No offense to the Al from Home Improvement, but does that remind you of him?
I know why
And call him Angry Al.
Did you know that trans women are mandatory? You ain't real.
You can't answer that.
What? You are America. White liberal women of America. You're destroying our country. You're destroying our country. Come women.
Why do people that me, I'm a right,
think that people that
BTK?
lean
I don't know
on
what
the
BTK
left
is.
think that everyone's insane. Because the left is insane.
Why do people talk so slow these days? I mean, understand as you get older, you might talk
How
slower and
many
things like
red
that.
cards do
But why? There's some people out there that just like talk so slow. They're trying to get a point across and be more dramatic as they talk slower and slower to get their point across to you. I mean, Kirk does it good, but everybody else tries to copy the James Kirk slow speaking to get their message across to you. Do you know what I mean, Angry Oregonian? Do you understand why people talk so slow? Because I have no idea. Anyway. What was this one about? Nice to see you, Shane Knowles. A few other people hanging out in the chat. Thank you for popping in. Angry Oregonian is another live streamer out there. He does some fun stuff. Feel free to put your link in the chat so people can follow you there, Angry Oregonian. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What was this? Yes, I'm going to force you guys to watch Democrats.
Would an individual have flown
I was got to understand what the other side is thinking and doing, you know?
across the country to target law enforcement officers in Washington, D.C.? And I mean, the answer is likely no. So why wasn't the president's first thought, wow, maybe I should reconsider deploying military troops in the nation's capital or in any city?
Think the mental gymnastics you have to get through to get this. Since the National Guard has been in D.C., there has been a major drop in crime and a major drop in loss of life. I haven't done the statistics, but if you guys want to, feel free to verify that for me. There's been a major loss of drop in the loss of life out there. Let's say 20 people maybe have sort of not been unalived, where they may have been unalived had the National Guard not been there. Okay. And if the National Guard has been there, there's been, unfortunately, the one loss of life that happened yesterday. Sorry for forgetting her name. Starts with a B. Somebody in the chat can Bergstrom or something like that, I believe. But anyway, maybe some other ones out there. But saving life is usually the leftist thing, right? National Guard being there has saved lives and property, and among other things, because the Washington Police Department was not doing their job.
Particularly not when they haven't coordinated closely with the leadership of.
Even though the leadership of D.C., Muriel Bowser, says they are coordinating. Okay, you're going to disrespect your own Democrat mayor that said coordinating is going along good, and wherever it's not going along good is because of the D.C. people, not because of the National Guard. National Guard would love to have any kind of relationship with the local department to help out.
Of these cities, would an individual have flown across the country to target law enforcement officers in Washington, D.C.? And I mean, the answer is likely no.
Oh my goodness. Okay, that's enough punishment there. Hey, there we go. Hey, call me cursive. Nice to see you over there. Hey, are you who I think you are over there on Twitch? You're not. You're somebody. Your avatar reminds me of somebody on YouTube that I know. Anyway, nice to see you over there. Hopefully you're doing good. Yeah, well put. How do you do that? It's fancy writing though. That's kind of cool. Let's see what else we got going on here. Thanks to the follow. Yes. Oh, that's cool. Stream Elements. That works. I got the thing working over there. I don't know how to get it to working over on YouTube, where if somebody's a new subscriber, new follower, they get highlighted or something like that. But maybe there's a way to do that. Anyway, let's get into some other stuff here. Right here's more leftist behavior. Quality behavior.
Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera. Yo la levanto por donde quiera. Verde, blanco, rojo hasta que
Not in Portland, so somewhere else.
muera. El barrio prendido ya quemó afuera. Soy mexicano, esa
I would guess San Francisco.
es mi bandera. Yo la levanto por donde quiera. Verde, blanco. Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera. Yo la.
What was that? Here's a text generator from Google. There's the user. Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. I wonder how that would work. If it would work on YouTube or something like that. It's made by Google. Probably should work on YouTube. Anyway, I might look into that. What kind of music was that? I don't know. Check out and see what Marco Rubio has been talking about lately here. Secretary Rubio nailed it. I'd rather hear than read it.
Face-to-face interviews. Yeah, well, let's start with the baseline. Okay, no one is entitled to a student visa to enter the United States. No one. It's not a constitutional right. It's not a law. We every day.
Don't you love that and everything? Once you're in the United States, you're a citizen, and all the Constitution follows you around. Like he's like saying, no. Basic Constitution 101 tells you that's not true.
Consular officers on the ground in face-to-face interviews are denying people visas for all kinds of reasons, because we think you're going to overstay, because we think your family member is a member of a drug ring, whatever it may be. We deny visas every day all over the world. No one's entitled to a visa. Let's start with that, because I hear some of this reporting out there, like if somehow you're allowed to have a visa unless we can come up with a reason why you shouldn't have one. That's not true. The burden of proof is the other way. Now,
I like how we said that the burden of proof is on them to be responsible. Yep.
Let's say you go to a window somewhere in the world and say, I want to go to the United States to study at a university. And as part of that interview, it comes out, you think Hamas is actually a good group. We probably would not let you in. I would hope we wouldn't let you in. Okay. But let's say we don't ask you that question and you get into the US on a student visa, and all of a sudden it becomes obvious you think Hamas is a good group. Well, then we should revoke your visa. In essence, if we would have denied, if we learned things about you once you're here that would have caused us to deny you a visa when you were overseas, that's grounds for revocation. It is not in the national interest of the United States. It's not in our foreign policy interest. It's not in our national security interest to invite people onto our university campuses who are not just going to go there to study physics or engineering, but who are also going to go there to foment movements that support and excuse foreign terrorist organizations who are committed to the destruction of the United States and the killing and the raping and the kidnapping of innocent civilians, not just in Israel, but anywhere they can get their hands on them. That's not in our national interest. So we have a right to deny visas before you get here, and we have a right to revoke them if we believe that your presence in our country undermines our national interest, our national security, and our foreign policy. And that's what we intend to do. Now, listen, there are other student visas that are being canceled that have nothing to do with us, by the way. And that has to do with someone, for example, who is here on a student visa and has a DUI. And I don't know, that's not us, that's DHS. But I don't know if people realize if you commit a crime while you're in the US, that's an automatic grounds for revoking your visa. And no one was ever doing it. They weren't cross-referencing the system. Now they're starting to do that. So that's the majority of these. But
that makes sense. Although I would imagine once like Homeland Security finds out about somebody who kind of broke their visa terms, then they say, State Department, can we do what we're supposed to do here? And send them out. The State Department says, you do you.
We have identified, I can't tell you the exact number because it's static and it's constantly moving, but when someone is presented to me and it's clear that this person is a supporter of a foreign terrorist organization, we're going to remove them from the country. You're not going to be here. It's just that simple. What a stupid thing. What a ridiculous thing to invite people in your country so they can be part of these movements that are terrorizing fellow students, tearing up campuses, shutting down campuses. We have campuses in America that couldn't even operate for weeks. People couldn't go to class. Are we crazy? What other country in the world would allow this? We shouldn't allow it.
Oh, yeah. Panther, were you watching VCP last night when I asked him, it's time to do a dance? You got your son right there to film you. You can't complain about the camera. He says, oh, my back's hurt. My arms hurt. My son says I'm too old. Yeah. He's playing chicken there. He knows I got the moves, I doubt it. He probably really is hurt, but it made me feel good that he kind of chickened out. What else we got going on here? Oh, here's that Timu Al. And if you guys have another nickname for him that's out there or whatever, let me know. But Timu Al, not Al Bundy, but Al from Home Improvement. What was his last name? I don't know.
Telling you guys to fuck off.
Be a decent person for one fucking day.
Ignore the cussing.
Oh, your breath stinks, dog. Why you gotta get so close to my face?
Fuck off. It's Thanksgiving, you piece of shit.
It's
Fuck off.
Thanksgiving, your face up.
Fuck off.
No, thank you.
Fuck off, Tommy.
Again, most Democrats, they can get 4 words in a row, off in, ACAB or whatever. This guy can only get 2 words off in a row, and one of them is a stupid word.
We've been telling you guys to fuck off of
Be
ICE
a
for how
decent person
long?
for one fucking day in your
No.
life, you little ugly dog fucker.
There ain't no being
Fuck
decent
off.
with you guys.
Fuck
There ain't no
off.
being.
Al Borland, thank you, Smoky Pipe. Thank you for the heads up there, Timu Al Borland. Although, I mean, you got to be young, or old millennial, or young Gen Xer to understand that one. So there's probably another more millennial, Gen Z type name for this guy.
Decent with you guys.
Let's not give him air, okay? Let's
This isn't
Yeah, he wasn't giving him air. He was getting right in his face. Of course, he wasn't giving him air.
a day of mourning. This is a day of celebration. This is Happy Thanksgiving.
Hey, Tommy, if you want
This ain't a day of mourning.
you want to join us?
Tommy, how come you're all
I'm
by
already
yourself?
here. Yeah, thank you.
Tommy, how come you're all by yourself?
The day, are they saying for the Native Americans, day of mourning?
I'm
This is
not.
your community.
Don't
This
worry
is our
about it.
community. Several dozen people
Oh,
here.
yeah.
Tommy, why are you all by yourself?
Because I choose to be.
Tommy,
I'm
why
not
are you
by
all
myself.
Right, BTK, because he wears his wife's. Yikes. Oh, this BTK. What does BTK stand for? If it's inappropriate to say, whatever, I understand that. Anyway,
by yourself?
I'm never by
Don't you have any
myself.
family? Don't you have any
I'm never
community?
by myself.
I mean, come on, this is your holiday.
never by
right?
myself.
Why are you all by yourself, Tommy?
I'm never by
Tommy,
myself.
why by yourself?
I'm never
I
by
don't see anyone else,
myself.
I didn't see anyone else here with you. Where's your community?
remember the other guy in Home Improvement, the guy that you can never see his mouth, you can always see his eyes. The neighbor guy. I'll let you guys try to remember his name or whatever, but that's him. See, he's hiding his mouth right there. what was his name?
Where's your dinner? Where's your gathering? Where's your gathering?
Because he was kind of tall too, and I don't know how his hair was, but
Myself. Ever. Because I always have the Lord with me, baby.
Wilson. Good show. Back. Anyway, what else we got going on here? Craziness going on in other places in the country too. Freedom News got this little altercation here.
Which one?
New York Police Department were wrestling with this Hamas supporter, I assume. And again, this is coming from a leftist camera, so they only get the part where the cops are doing something to them, not the part before the altercation, to find out why they're getting on top of her. So keep that in mind. And Freedom News just probably copied it.
Guys, don't interfere with the rest, guys. Stay back. Stay back, guys. Stay back.
It's called resisting arrest. Okay, we may not like all the police officers out there, but when they ask you to stop, get down on your stomach or something like that, and you don't do it, you add charges. Okay, you add charges. You might be able to kind of slide on just the initial charge of whatever you're doing, mischief or whatever they call it. But once you resist arrest and disobey a lawful order, you add charges here. I don't know if the leftists out there know that, there's other charges besides just your initial charge.
You're going to get arrested. You're going to get arrested if you interfere with an arrest, all right?
Yeah, that one they don't know either. Sometimes, they think, that's okay to get involved in the arrest of someone else and everything. No. Just like, let's say if you're at a traffic stop or something like that, and your family member is stopped ahead of you or whatever, you can't interfere. You can't be too close to that cop while he's kind of taking care of things at that time there. You can't do that. Otherwise, you might get arrested if you get too close to while your family member is getting pulled over at that point there. I've had that happen before. I'm like, no, get away, go home somewhere else. You can't be here while I'm taking care of business. So anyway.
Hey, I'm sorry, but the guy was coming up and punching officers or whatever. Back to the protest.
You're hurting them!
Come on this side. Guys, to the bed. Let's go.
And that's called resisting arrest. When you fall on your knees, that's another charge for resisting arrest. I wonder if you can like, add up resisting arrest charges. Try going on your knees now.
It's your stepson.
I was going to say, no offense to women, but you know, I think she was having a little bit of trouble there holding him up there, you know, at that point there. So the other guy here had to sort of say, let's make sure we don't hurt the guy by dropping him.
Who's got keys over there? You got bankies? Bankies? Stand by. 17, please.
Double check.
Well, he continues to no justice, no peace. This you're getting justice here. Here's your justice. Okay, that's your justice. you're getting justice, you know, but you evidently you don't know what it means to be peaceful. Stupid leftists. That was from Nick's order, by the way. Let's see some more Tommy stuff. 4-minute one from Tommy. No, I don't want to do a long one right now. This was interesting here. This little chase. What happened here? Is this last night? Yeah. There it is. Yeah. And then you were resisting arrest, evidently. Was anybody watching this part last night? I didn't see this. Whoever had this on video here. So somebody was saying that they were kind of doing a lot better at kind of going after people or whatever, not just the ones that were in their face as they're pulling out, but if they're kind of breaking laws outside of the area or something like that, they were kind of going after them. That looks like an example.
What the fuck was that? I had holy shit.
Wow. You took our friend for breaking the law. Wow. Just give you the translation. Was that Timu Barbie again or whatever, or Mace Face? Yeah, I don't know what she did initially. Again, notice how they always do the after parts, you know? Whoever recorded that was likely a leftist, but they won't show what the person did beforehand. Occasionally you'll see pretend media kind of show some of the criminal behavior when he's live and things like that. But for the most part, you don't see these guys out there with their phones and Mace Face, things like that. They'll sort of clip it and say, nope, none of this happened beforehand, but this part where the ICE was chasing the person, that happened. Yeah. Ridiculous. Let's see, get rid of that one there. Here, I got something to do, so I can have you watch this ocean plot here from Tommy here real quick here, guys. Hopefully.
It's quiet over here tonight.
It is quiet, but it's still early. It's not even 7 o'clock, so I think more people are going to be here.
What happened last night?
It wasn't too bad last night out here.
Somebody burned a flag or something?
Oh, Richard's piece of shit. Yeah, Richard, I don't feel sorry for him no more. They say he's not all there. He knows right from wrong, and he knows exactly what the fuck he's doing. Every time he comes out in the street with an American flag and burns it, and I'm done having sympathy for him. You know, I'm gonna get in his face and I'm gonna call him a piece of shit and a flag burner every time I see him from now on. And I'm gonna chase him away because he runs away from me like a little bitch.
So did people get maced, or was that a different night?
That was the night before.
Okay.
That was the night before. It got pretty crazy out here. Fat Mike and all them. Like 4 of us got maced. Brent, Cade,
Oh, damn.
a bunch of people. Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
What?
It got pretty chaotic over there on the corner.
Who sprayed it?
We don't know exactly who sprayed. We know it was a black clad person with a hood and a beanie, but that's all we know. They were
So-
all covered up.
I was talking to them. That's new, that little enclave, right? That wasn't here. I've been gone for like a week and a half. When did that show up?
They got a bunch of stuff in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't see over there all the way, but they've been in there now for a week or more. You know, I don't want to say ever since this disappeared, but at the same time, it's probably about that time.
Right.
You know, a couple days after that, it started
Shifting.
showing up, you know,
Yeah.
and they don't do anything about it. But they want to. But they want to come over here and try to steal my horn, knowing it's my horn sitting right here. And the cop tried to come and steal it, but they don't say nothing about all that shit on the sidewalk over there.
What now? When did
It's been a couple weeks, I think, but I had my train horn out here and I was standing across the street with everybody else over there. And I always have all my shit right here. And I was over here with everybody else and I was using my train horn across the street and there wasn't nobody over here. And all of a sudden that officer, Sergeant 596, comes over here and grabs my horn and tried to take it. Basically, took the battery out of it and tried to take it.
that was the same
and said it
sergeant
was
that
lost
told you that
property.
you were
Yep, the same one. Yep, exactly. And it was lost property. And I said, and he said, we don't know whose it is. I said, I've had that out here for weeks now. You guys know exactly who it is. And even all of his partners, they were like dumbfounded. They didn't say anything. They wouldn't say anything. But the way they looked, you could tell they were like, we know it's his. You
So
know?
yeah, I
And
mean,
he ended
this
up giving
is
it back, but
the corner that you're literally confined to.
all the time. Yeah, and they know that's my shit. And yeah, it
So
was some bullshit.
did he give it back or what
He
happened?
gave it back, but after he was a complete asshole, he made me put my camera away. He wouldn't let me. He was like, I'm not playing your camera game. He's not playing my camera game, but he wants to come over here and try to take my shit, but then gets mad because I have a camera, which I always do, going. He's just I haven't seen him out here in like a week or so. Thank God, but he seems like a cop that just wants to start shit.
Yeah, was he just trolling, getting some frustration out on you because he doesn't like you?
He doesn't like me at all. You know, he's trying everything he can to send me back to jail. You know, and that was just a way for him to rile us up, basically. You know, because it made everybody mad because they all know that it's my shit. Let's see what this guy's got to say.
Yep.
That's what he's stealing.
You're using one example of one tribe that was violent.
Where were they located?
They killed each other and stabbed each other and stole each other's girls.
You guys didn't tell me it ended. Why didn't you tell me it ended? No. Hey. Hey, you guys are being mean. Quit being mean. How long were you guys waiting? How long were you guys waiting? Sorry about that. Next time I'll try to make a 5-minute one. That was only like a 4-minute one. Next time I need to find a 5-minute video to keep you guys entertained. Okay, that was my bad. My bad. Not that it takes me. I wasn't in the bathroom. I was not in the bathroom. It doesn't take me 5 minutes to do business in the bathroom. I was doing other things, getting lunch and things like that. So chill out, chill out. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay. Pretend I was okay. Here is another fun video here, but music on this one or not? No music on this one. That's cool. That's cool. Sure, there's no music on this one. There should be some music on this one, I would think, but no music. Thank you. Okay, that's not so bad. You didn't lose any viewers so much, I don't think. I don't know. Stephen A. Smith, what was he yelling about here the other day?
Thing they could to prevent him.
How soon until he becomes a Republican, guys? He still doesn't like Trump for certain reasons, but he's kind of saying he's doing his job. Get it off his back.
Trying to put him in jail for. They did everything they could to prevent him from being the president. Trump ain't going after these people, man, because of the election. He going after these people because they tried to get him to spend the rest of his life in fucking prison. He approaching 80 years old and you tried to throw him behind bars. He coming. Like, wait a minute. You motherfuckers smile in my face. You come into my casinos. You come into the hotel. Y'all all know we all sportsmen. We saw Trump at all sporting events. We were all cool with him. We weren't calling him racist then. So it's like he looking at it and he going like, yo, these motherfuckers trying to put me in prison. They ain't trying to get me. Like, okay, January 6th, insurrection, all of that. Fine. All right, I leave. Y'all, y'all confirm Biden gonna be your president. I'm out. And you still coming for me. You trying to throw me in prison. The charges in New York. And what was the charge in New York? Oh, let's remind ourselves of this. 34 felony counts and all of this shit. It came down to $130,000 that he spent in hush money to a prostitute, a porn star, the porn star, Stormy Daniels or whatever her name is. So I'm going like this. Yeah, it's a little more complicated than that. But we simplify shit in the streets. All right. So he was fucking around with a porn star. And he wanted to keep her mouth shut. So it didn't ruin his chances at the election in 2016. And y'all trying to tell me that ain't normal? Seriously? So none of y'all. I guess John Edwards, when he had the baby out of wedlock and he tried to hide it and get caught, he didn't try to bail. I guess Gary Hart, when he had the mistress on the boat in the 80s, he didn't get caught.
The chair in Chicago.
There you go. What about Clinton in the Oval Office? Clinton in the Oval Office.
Wiener.
Who the hell was volatile?
Wiener.
Wiener.
That's an interesting show. What else was going on here? More stuff from yesterday.
Steven, what's up? What do you want? I can't understand you with the mask on, though. No, I'm good. Happy Thanksgiving, you guys.
Yeah, sometimes you'll see a lot of that kind of stuff from him and Bill Maher and these other guys. They'll start attack Trump one day and then the next day they'll attack the Democrats. I mean, you can sort of sum it up to kind of they're trying to play the centrist thing there, but they're always trying to create drama. Chicken Man.
Across the region and nation. Portland, since time immemorial, has not always been a city. The city that is now known as Portland was built on ancestral homelands of the Chinook people.
Oh, shit.
In 1924, Indian Citizenship
Hey, so much you
Act,
can't move.
also called the Snyder Act, granted U.S. citizenship to all indigenous Americans born within the territorial limits of the United States.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Happy turkey gobble gobble day. Gobble gobble. How you doing?
Wow, somebody out there with a smile on. Wow.
Despite granting citizenship, the act did not immediately
Conquered
ensure
people,
full
conquered
rights,
land.
as states were still allowed to prevent indigenous Americans from voting.
Where was this in relation to ICE building?
Right was not fully protected until the Voting Rights Act.
I love you guys too, bro.
That is why what we're doing at the ICE facility
Conquered people, conquered land.
Might be over at Crothers Park. It's like 3 blocks away.
Conquered people, conquered land. No, not for you guys. Bunch of clowns. Cook the chicken, not the turkey.
Hey, Dennis, how you doing? Nice to see you. Wave. Oh, really? I didn't know about that. I'm still hearing, what code are we talking about here? I'll probably see it here. Yeah, his other coat's kind of like everybody can identify him by the coat.
Conquered people, not a man. Conquered people, not a man. Hey, Butterfinger BB. What up, Butterfinger BB?
Oh, I see him. I see him. I see him. Oh, it is a little nicer kind of Carhartt kind of style coat or something like that. Yeah. Seen her.
What up, Butterfinger BB?
Oh, Butterfinger? Man, so you get some nicknames. I don't know if I agree with this one.
BB?
It's Thanksgiving.
What
Fuck
up,
off, Tommy.
Butterfinger BB?
What's this about?
So good.
Shut up, Piggy.
Oh, how about that? Oh my God, that was so good. Oh,
Remember when Letterman was funny, guys? Remember? I know you have to go back to the 90s or something like that, but remember when he was actually funny?
oh man, just a wonder of idiocy. It's just fantastic. It knows no bounds.
None.
No, and it's never ending. He's our dictator.
Yeah.
He's
and
not
it-
going anywhere.
No, and it just laps a minute.
Yeah. And I heard he was standing in front of a giant gold eagle for something recently.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah.
There's
No,
a lot
he ain't
of
going
gold
anywhere.
in that office now.
Oh, he did. Yeah, kind of a larger Matt Walsh. I didn't think about that.
I think it's
I know, and I'm sure it's not real gold because that's not as shiny.
Yeah, probably not. But it doesn't make any difference. The appearance is fraudulent, as is everything about the regime.
Exactly. The regime is right.
Yeah.
Well, on that
He knows a lot about communism, evidently.
note, I have
Things
to go.
happen. Just remember, hey, Piggy, things happen.
things happen.
Good
And,
God.
Don't forget to subscribe
I mean,
and
it's
love
like
us.
18 times the worst behavior one has witnessed ever anywhere.
Yeah, I think he did. That one time I was down there, whatever, he was in my chat. He probably did donate $5 or something like that, if I recall. Yeah. Oh, he's a bit in BCP's chat, too. Portland, born and raised kind of guys, out there, But anyway, that was cool.
Where?
Yeah, and
It's
everyone
worse.
seems fine
Think
with
of
it.
the worst thing that you've ever seen humans accomplish. This is so much worse.
Way before. Yeah, that's about my interpretation of him. Yeah, it's a little bit different in the way
Shut up,
that,
Piggy.
the way he approaches things. But yeah, well, he's okay. Good people, May not be the most Christian guy, definitely not the Christian output that BCP has, or he's not as funny as me. So, give him that. But, he's still funny and he's still a good person. He takes care of his city. Pam Bondi, what'd she say here? 30 seconds? What's this?
Horrific tragedy. President Trump will not be deterred. He gave us one mission: make America safe again. And that's what these men and women are doing. They are heroes. They are the best of the best. They are working so we can all go to church, so our kids can go to school, so we can celebrate Thanksgiving with our families. Yet this horrific tragedy happened right now, and these families are having Thanksgiving at the bedside of their children and their family members.
Just-
President.
Yeah, it is the first one to be live streaming in Portland continuously, but the first one at the ICE building and reporting things that were going on. Honey Badger Mom and Katie Davis court, sort of after Trump gave the directive.
Trump will not be deterred. He
First live streamer to really live stream a lot from there, before about the same time Honey Badger Mom started live streaming versus just reporting and taking pictures.
gave us one mission: make America safe again. And that's what these men.
What was this one about here? This is Judge Teresa Gonzalez. She's the one that let more than 70 prior arrestees to freely roam the streets before it set a woman on fire. This is the judge here. Let's see what rocket scientist stuff she has to say.
I serve as Vice President for the Office of Inclusion, Diversity, and Equal Opportunity.
The first time I came out on the bench and the deputy announced, all rise, the Honorable Judge Teresa Molina, the whole courtroom stood up and I was all excited. He's walking out there. And I saw an Illinois State Trooper. He was African American. He had a sleeve covering his tattoos. And he was standing there and he looked at me and he nodded. And I knew what that meant. And so I looked at him and I nodded back like, that's right, we're doing this. And it felt so good. It felt so good. So to me, a fine of $354, which is our normal no insurance fine, that's a lot of money. And some of the judges that I work with came from money, so $354 is no big deal. But to most of the people that come to my courtroom, it is a big deal. And so I always offer them the opportunity to do community service. Being a Latina in the office, people would tell me, like, don't you feel like you're prosecuting your own people? But it's true. There were a lot of, defendants that look like me. However, I had a chance as a prosecutor to make a difference as to what cases come in. I had a chance as a prosecutor to decide what offers were appropriate. And so I always offer them the opportunity to do community service.
I serve as Vice President for the Office of Inclusion, Diversity.
Permission to be in the U.S. expired in September, so he's now in the 2021 as part of Joe Biden's Operation Allies Welcome. The Afghani's permission to be in the U.S. expired in September, so he's now in the country illegally. His name is Ramanullah Lakhanwal, according to CBS News. And as he shot the two guardsmen, he screamed Allahu Akbar, which means God is great in Islam. This atrocious act is being investigated as terrorism, as it should be. I mean, guys, I live in DC. These guardsmen and guardswomen, they are kind. They do nothing wrong. They stand there and they keep the peace. They say hi to me on my way to work. They smile when you thank them for keeping you safe. They are not the evil, racist soldiers the media make them out to be, obviously. But it is, in part, the media's violent rhetoric, that reckless name-calling that motivated a...
That's part of it also, the seditious six, we call them, What they're trying to possibly do is sort of saying, if you guys don't refuse Trump's order and not go to D.C. and places where he tells you to go, then bad things can happen to you, and it's okay if bad things happen to you, is what he's trying to plant in their heads to make them not want to go and do those things. But at the same time, what does that tell the leftists out there? That it's okay to do bad things to guards people and military that, in their opinion, possibly, they're following illegal orders. And it's just like back in the day when, before Charlie, Nazi fascism, regime, dictator, mustache man, that stuff happened. And guess who got unalived because of that verbiage? And just the same kind of concept goes here. I don't, somebody said Ultra or whatever the CIA thing or whatever it was. That same kind of mentality, in my opinion, might be happening here, where they're trying to play with people's minds and say it's okay to do bad things to certain people because they don't agree with you or they don't do what senators suggest they do. So they must be a bad person and they deserve to be off the face of the earth or something.
Foreign national to harm our military. I mean, the Guard is only still there because they're effective and people like them there. Crime is at a 30-year low. It feels safer, it's quiet, it's calm, simply because of their resounding presence. It's incredible. I am heartbroken for their families, and for it to all occur the day before we're supposed to be spending time with our loved ones is so tragic and infuriating. This was an attack on our military. It was an attack on our nation. And do not let anybody tell you that this was deserved or justified in any way. And I think we should remember that the enemy here is a foreign national who hates this country, period. It should not be left or right. It should be good versus evil. This is life versus death. There are people in this country who despise us and despise our rule of law, and that's exactly why the excess hate and division being spewed is not helping. I wish we could just be one nation again under God, who understood that Americans and our safety and freedom and faith, that comes first, and everything else comes second. So let's pray that those two brave guardsmen live to see that day.
This was before yesterday, I think. About the same time that happened. CNN international correspondent, somebody is literally doing the Norm Macdonald tweet.
A hell. So I've been speaking with Afghans who are living in the US after an Afghan man was accused of shooting 2 National Guard members in Washington on Wednesday.
Who entered our country from Afghanistan.
Oh, the Norm Macdonald tweet says, "What terrifies me is if ISIS were to detonate a nuclear device and unalive 50 million Americans, imagine the backlash against peaceful Muslims."
A hellhole on earth.
The Trump administration has said it will re-examine every single Afghan who came into the US under the Biden administration.
If they can't love our country, we don't want them.
So who are the Afghans that are impacted by this? Since the US withdrew from Afghanistan in 2021, tens of thousands of Afghans have been resettled in the US. That's according to the Migration Policy Institute. And many of those people worked with the US government over that 20-year war period. They're working as translators, as drivers, as fixers, as doctors, and their families came with them. The Biden administration said that they were fulfilling their promise not to leave any of these allies behind who'd actually helped with the US mission, and that all these applicants do have to go through a really rigorous and multi-layered screening process before being admitted into the US. I've spoken to some of these Afghans who are living in the US, and they told me that they thought their entire ordeal was going to be over when they were getting on those evacuation flights and coming to safety, coming to the US. And now they are terrified that their entire community is going to be targeted. I spoke to one.
Right, I just noticed that. What? Average redhead? What the heck? Thank you. I saw one of those earlier or whatever. Oh, hey, yep, that's cool. Thank you so much. I didn't think you were heads up there, Snooks. Thank you. Happy holidays. Thank you so much, Redhead. I appreciate that. Wake up, Miller. Pay attention to the chat there.
Afghan family who told me they were living in real fear of, even leaving the house, of being separated from their children, of being deported back to Afghanistan where, it's now under Taliban rule and all their opportunities would be severely stunted.
Maybe. Bella. What's going on?
Occupation is the first step into rounding black people up and putting them in detainment camps here in Washington, D.C. and around the United States of America.
If the statement was, if y'all want to know what caused the unaliving of the shooting of the 2 National Guards person at D.C., here you go. How pathetic are these people? Yep. That's the kind of behavior that led to it right there. Good way to say it. Here's my Orcas. I don't want to watch 4 or 5 minutes of that. I'll watch 25 seconds of this, though.
I'm talking to you from Pabradė, Lithuania, where I'm visiting U.S. troops, including those from my home state of Iowa. Happy Thanksgiving to our U.S. troops serving across the alliance and around the world. Thank you for your bravery, your courage, and your sacrifices. You keep America safe and strong. Happy Thanksgiving.
Well said, well said, well said. 2 minutes of this. Can we take 2 minutes of this person? She's from Seattle too. I'll try it.
And it just a couple of months ago, an Arizona state elected legislator called for me to be hanged.
Oh.
And it was with one of these libs of TikTok things on Resistance Lab. And I had to make a decision about whether I was going to lift that up or not. And to me, it was so outrageous that an elected official would call for another elected official to be hanged that I decided that despite concerns about if you lift it up, does that bring more death threats on you? I felt like we had to practice one of the principles of Resistance Lab, which...
What was this about here? Just curious. Democrats, once again, making a fool of herself, gaslighting and lying to an audience of leftist lemmings who fall for it all, while somehow bringing libs of TikTok into the conversation. I'm guessing it was kind of a meme or a joke or something like that, right? It's an Arizona person or something like that, but I don't want to play the rest of it, whatever.
Which is called Backfire, and how you make a violent where groups in Arizona, because he responded and he said, everyone's getting to the backfire. It was backfiring on him so badly. And he said, oh, everyone's, taking this, too seriously. I guess I shouldn't have used the word hanged, but she's not even black.
For God's sake.
And then he said, so I'm going to call for her to be executed by firing squad. So, look, I have had to move houses because a man with a gun showed up at my door.
Moving houses and, Kavanaugh assassination attempts because of speech like yours, but yeah, whatever. Okay, anyway. You can look into that. If you guys know what that was about, I'd be curious if idiot actually called for that kind of behavior.
One of the problems that we are getting after. From Central Asia, there were over 4,000, which is to ensure a safe, free, and prosperous society for Americans. As Director of National Intelligence, there are a number of areas where we are focused. The president talked about in his speech, over 21 million people have come across our borders illegally under Joe Biden's administration. There are many of them that we don't know who they are. They have not been vetted. We don't know where they are. I'll give you one quick example of one of the problems that we are getting after. From Central Asia, there were over 4,000 people who came across our borders using an ISIS-affiliated network. Our National Counterterrorism Center went through and identified those individuals. There were hundreds of them who were either known terrorists or associated with known terrorists. That information was provided to the Biden administration. You may remember in some of the news, a little over 100 of those people were arrested in 2024. Of those who were arrested, only 8 were either deported or remained in custody. Only 8. The rest of them were released back into our country.
Yeah, 0. I don't know where they keep getting the 0 number from, but my guess would be they take the amount of people that have been deported versus the amount that come in or whatever, and they end up getting 0 from that number.
Where are they? What are they doing? What may they be plotting? This is just the beginning. There are many, many areas that we need to stay very focused on, working with Department of Homeland Security, working with the FBI to ensure that we're keeping the American people safe. Our Counterterrorism Center is working on making sure that we have that single source for vetting so that we can figure out who is actually in our country and identify those who pose a threat and get them removed. The president's designation of the cartels as foreign terrorist organizations falls directly into this, especially as we're seeing some of the tactics that these cartels are using reflect some of the tactics that we've seen used by Islamist terrorists in countries that many of us have served in.
Yeah, make sure you follow Angry Oregonian out there. He does some live streaming out there. He doesn't want to shout himself out, so Snooks had to do it for him there. Thank you.
Overseas. Our mission is very clear. Our objective is to keep the American people safe. I'm grateful to be a part of this team that President Trump has assembled to accomplish that mission.
Hold on. Watch another video here for a second here, guys.
The Trump's a racist, and a lot of people would agree with you on that. And in fact, there's been an explosion in the number of anti-Muslim, far-right, white nationalist groups in the US over the past couple of years. Your own state of Minnesota experienced a record number of anti-Muslim incidents in 2016. You yourself, I believe, just a few weeks after your election victory, I think you had a cab driver call you filthy and ISIS and threaten to remove your hijab. How much do you hold Trump and the rise of Trump responsible for this explosion of US Islamophobia?
Oh, I would actually come very short of holding them exclusively responsible for the rise. I think when you demonize and dehumanize, it is easy for people to commit acts of violence against those individuals because they no longer see them as a person, as someone who has feelings, who's worthy of respect. And I think that is where we are moving away from the idea that we are supposed to be a welcoming nation.
A lot of conservatives in particular would say that the rise
Right. Follow me on Rumble, guys. If you haven't had a chance, check out the Rumble channel. Only Mr. Bill on Rumble, as you see Snooks is hanging out over there. In fact, let me check and see if I can do something real quick here. I don't know if I've done it already, but where's the button here? No, not mute. How do I do this? No, not that button. There's another one. Figure out how to mod people on there. Manage. Pin this message. I'll pin the message for the heck of it here. Over on Rumble here. I have to do other things to do the modding thing over there, don't I? 3 people on the chat there. Maybe there's another way to do this here. Hold on a second. There's got to be a way to mod people here. Click under the name. How about that? Doesn't do anything. It just clicks on the name. Oh, well. Maybe.
Islamophobia is a result not of hate, but of fear, a legitimate fear, they say, of quote-unquote jihadist terrorism, whether it's Fort Hood or San Bernardino or the recent truck attack in New York.
Snooks gets around there, you know.
York, what do you say to them?
I would say our country should be more fearful of white men across our country because they
fearful of white men.
They are actually causing most of the deaths within this country. And
considering their white people are about 80-90%. Yeah, it's called statistics. Are you smart enough to figure out basic statistics there?
And so if fear was the driving force of policies to keep America safe, Americans safe inside of this country, we should be profiling, monitoring, and creating policies to fight the radicalization of white men.
Radicalization of white men?
But most of the funding and attention, even under Obama, obviously went towards Muslim communities. One of those communities is in Minnesota, your state, the Somali American community in Minnesota, where I think over the past few years, more than 20 young Somali Americans have left to go and fight for ISIL or Al-Shabaab or one of these quote-unquote jihadist
radicalized
groups abroad. That's a real threat, obviously. No one's pretending it's not a threat. So what do you do about it?
Yeah, but I mean, I think it is.
Is she avoiding the subject? Let's see here.
Like I said, the focus of our policies should be about keeping Americans safe, keeping us domestic.
Is his face, even though he's a lefty himself, he's realizing she's dodging my question.
Safe and where we actually find a solution is looking at our foreign policy, looking at how we are engaging with.
Okay, so if that's your answer, what you're saying basically is that our foreign policy towards people makes it okay for people in America to leave America and join foreign terrorist organizations that want us dead. If that's your answer, that's what I'm getting out of your answer here. Because our foreign policy needs to change to be nicer to Arabs and such. And it's okay for those people to do that, since you're not talking about the actual question he asked.
With the members of these communities and the kind of rhetoric, right? Like,
it's America's fault that ISIS is getting bigger. Like what?
Like that is being spewed out of leaders within our city.
I know she's from a third world country, but come on, I thought she had a little bit more education. You don't think
halls within our state capitals and within our nation's capital.
Some would say that's true. There's some really bad rhetoric coming from politicians, security leaders.
A lot of it, people have those sort of verbal pauses. Even I do. You probably see that, but not to that degree where you sort of say and you're trying to find somewhere to fill in the gaps of what you're trying to say,
etc. But also a lot of bad rhetoric coming from Muslim community leaders, imams, etc. Is that fair?
I think both of those statements could be true, and I think it just goes to show what happens when you have segments within communities that are using fear and hate.
Very good question. Very good question. I wonder how the Muslim men out there in Minnesota, what they think of this kind of stuff.
To mobilize their base, and it is important for us to actually have a conversation about what kind of communities we are trying to build and what this nation actually stands for.
I don't mind the regular people and everything that want to practice their faith, no matter what their faith is, but once it kind of interferes with basic American values and legal system, you crossed a line there. People are supposed to be at night, Dearborn, when they play the loud music or whatever, late at night past 10 p.m. That's going against city codes. Therefore, that kind of behavior should stop and not be allowed to continue to happen, when it's against the basic rules. I know it's irritations. I don't know if we might have already saw this.
That includes moves to get out of the United States people who are terror supporters, not just people who say bad things, but people who are actual terror supporters, act in ways that are conducive to actual terror groups. I wanted to give you a moment to sort of explain the approach that the State Department is taking in taking a look at, for example, student visa holders, and what are the standards that are being used to determine whether somebody...
Yeah, we already saw that one. Time to move. That's what this title of this thing is.
Oldest, and my husband and I have a difficult decision to make this fall as he is approaching preschool age, and we are faced with the decision of whether or not we are going to put our child in public school system where Fairfax County has decided to move forward.
Virginia, I believe.
With instituting gender studies in elementary school. Despite having done a study group, a focus group in the community to see if parents even wanted this. And when parents said no, the board voted 16-0 and said we're moving forward anyways. This shows clearly that they see parents not as partners, but as an obstacle for their agenda.
Drop the mic.
And I have a really hard time looking at him and going, here, I'm just going to give you over to people who do not want to partner with me in how you're going to be raised. School and education is a huge part of a child's life. And early childhood is supposed to be filled with exploration and creativity and fun, not debating issues that are for adults to handle. These kinds of topics should be introduced sensitively and by parents who are raising their children with their values, not with an ideology passed down from the top.
Yep, very well said. Fairfax County. How close is that to DC, guys? How close is that to DC? I'm guessing pretty close.
Hi, I'm
Where's gays for Trump? Thank you very much. Where's gays for Trump? You don't look good.
Where's gays for Trump? You don't look gay.
You know good.
He said you don't look gay.
We did great with the gay population.
That's funny.
Really, what you're seeing here today and what you'll continue to see.
3 minutes last night. Whose video was this? Pretend media nonsense. This might have the reason that one lady was running earlier, maybe. Let me speed it up here.
Let's see if they can make it out to pick up leaves twice in a row without fucking shooting someone.
Let's see if you can make it 2 minutes without saying something ridiculous.
Oh shit.
No, like they were saying, they were coming out there right away, or even out of the side gate, at that point there. Let's rewind that a little bit here.
Oh shit.
Where'd they come from all of a sudden? Okay, they're right there. They're walking forward, and then all of a sudden, boom, right? Yep, maybe not try to block the driveway like I'm guessing right before that happened, they gave the warning like, get out of the driveway, get out of the driveway. When they don't get out of the driveway, they think they can wait until people come right up to them before they decide to get out of the driveway. Nope, that's not how it works. You just say get out of the driveway right away. You don't do it. That's when you're impeding on traffic, impeding on federal things. They keep saying that stupid thing. Hear that? Like, ISIL will be the first to go when the not-so-sees get in power. Like, no, you don't understand. It's the other way around. When the Democrats and everything have their way and the leftists have their way, and they wanted to sort of start the one world government type stuff, you leftists out there that were doing stuff like this will be the first ones to go because they know that you won't obey their orders. You're against, law enforcement at that time there because they will want absolute law enforcement everywhere at that point there. So people who don't follow the law will sort of be the first to go. So in a dictatorial Democrat-led situation, you would be gone. In a more Republican conservative type area and everything, since you're protesters out there, you're just fine. You're not going to be attacked or imprisoned unless you break certain laws, legitimate laws. You just don't understand this.
They're rolling them in on a cart. That's their new thing.
Would you prefer them to drag him? Would you prefer them to have 4 people pull on each extremity?
They throw you to the ground.
When you resist arrest, yes, you get thrown, you get told, oh, how stupid is this guy for a streamer?
They throw you on the ground, cuff you, and then roll you in on a cart.
The people that are currently burning are not on your property. They are behind the blue line. We know that you want to arrest them. They are not on your property.
You're in the driveway still, and when they come out, you need to be out of the way. And when you're not out of the way, when they say to get out of the way, yeah, that's what happens.
Where did camera boy go? What the fuck was that, you assholes? Nothing.
Ridiculous people. Trump last night. They do something to him to make him stay out there and do all that stuff. for America First type agenda, playing the song "We Are the World, We Are the Children." Kind of a funny thing. Nothing wrong with Stevie Wonder. And back in the day, remember when that song came out? Everybody went to DC and held hands and everything. When did that song come out? It was the 80s? Was it Reagan or Bush? I can't remember. There you go. Here's a fun little thing here for you, maybe. The moose is helping the cop get out of the ditch there. That was nice of the moose. Yeah, move along, Copper. Move along, Copper. Funny. You gotta be lighthearted about certain things like that. It's funny. Yeah, I mean, come on, nothing. Lee Greenwood, you got to play Lee Greenwood when you come out there. Maybe if you want to call it propaganda music or whatever, but everybody loves that song. I mean, it's the only Lee Greenwood song people know usually, but still.
You need to take off your goofy eye, you fucking dick! Nobody is running your
See what happened there? He did not refuse orders, guys. He heard his boss behind him give him an order. Is it basically? I'm guessing that order was, as soon as you make your move on this guy here in front of you, everybody else will have your back around you at that point there. So since you're probably the quickest one out here to be able to grab Butterball there, then we'll have your back and make sure nobody attacks you while you sort of subdue him. Did he resist following that lawful order, guys? Did he resist following that lawful order? No, he did not. Let's rewind that right here.
Running your head! Take off your goofy eye, you fucking dick! You need to take off your goofy eye, you fucking dick! Nobody is running your
I couldn't tell from BCP's angle there, but maybe his toe crossed the line possibly at that point there, but his body definitely crossed the line. His arm movements have crossed the line. His face recently crossed that line, so technically he was over the line. Hit the car. Na 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 na. Something like that. It seems like Redhead. Something like that. Yeah. Under Armour shoes you can afford, evidently. No, this is not live. This was last night, around 10 o'clock last night. So make sure you're following BCP, Black Conservative Preacher, on YouTube. In fact, or follow him on Twitter here. Here's his link on his Twitter. There you can access his YouTube from there, probably. There you go. That's where he clipped that from last night, 17 hours ago, give or take. See if there's anything else out there. Long video. I might save that in case I need to go to the bathroom later. This guy here. Oh, two long videos. Okay, might as well play the long videos now.
And I hope in yours.
Thanksgiving message to the troops.
Happy Thanksgiving from me, the Secretary of War. Happy Thanksgiving from the President of the United States. Happy Thanksgiving from a grateful nation. I know all of you saw some of the news yesterday of 2 National Guardsmen targeted, ambushed in Washington, D.C. And they remain in our prayers, and I hope in yours. And they are a reminder, like you, of the bravery and the selflessness of Americans who put it all on the line in the prime of their life to do dangerous things on behalf of the American people, many of which they'll never meet, whether it's in our nation's capital, walking patrol, or whether it's in our nation's hemisphere, out at sea, interdicting cartels, defending the American people. We are grateful for you. What am I grateful for this Thanksgiving? The men and women that I'm looking at right now up here on this flight deck. The men and women I'm going to get to meet in just moments for a small Thanksgiving meal. The best of our country, the real 1%. You know, I work in a Pentagon with a lot of high-ranking folks who are great Americans as well. And all of us, we work for you. We work for you to enable you to be the most ready, most capable, most lethal warfighters that our nation needs. So on this Thanksgiving, on behalf of my wife and I, Jennifer, who's here with me as well, and will meet many of you, we simply say thank you, our deepest gratitude, and we renew how committed we are to you and your families. Now, when I think of Thanksgiving, I think of faith, family, freedom, food, football. I hope you get to watch some. And I think of all the things that many Americans take for granted and none of you do, because you're living it right here on this beautiful acreage of American power. You are living American strength, American deterrence, American service, and we thank you. So on behalf of the President and all of us, there's almost no words. I wish every American could see what you do and how you do it. Because from the very beginning, it required such men and such women to defend freedom. I'm going to close with some words we always read around our Thanksgiving table at the Hegseth household. They are from our first Commander-in-Chief, our first President, first in war, first in peace, first in the mind and hearts of all countrymen, of course, George Washington. And he was the first to proclaim Thanksgiving. And he put out a Thanksgiving proclamation.
he does a good job. He's trying to find the thing on his phone or whatever, the quote he's looking for and everything, but he's still says cool things and everything as he's sort of giving himself time to say it.
And in that proclamation, he wrote this in 1789. Whereas it is the duty of all nations to acknowledge the providence of Almighty God, to obey his will, to be grateful for his benefits, and humbly to implore his protection and favor. So to Almighty God, we pray today, this Thanksgiving, implore your protection and favor upon this crew, upon this ship, upon this battle group, and all men and women deployed around our hemisphere and the world. Godspeed, God bless, you are in our prayers, and we are grateful. Sec War, out.
Secretary of War? No, Secretary of Defense? No. Secretary of War. Nice way to finish it. It was on the Gerald Ford, too. That's the big bad boy out there. Okay. Let's watch this one here just to see if he says anything smart here.
Group thing, right? Well, I mean, that's what you're doing. You just came over here and asked me about him, right? A group thing.
You're the one who's filming his little show.
I'm filming his little show.
No.
No, I'm actually not filming his little show.
Okay. Then why is your camera pointing at me?
Because I'm talking to you right now because I'm alive.
The mental midgets of Portland.
My streamer is called In Real Life, so we're going to talk. You want to be on camera? You came to approach me, so we're going to talk.
Okay, good. Do you think Tommy should be doing this?
It really has nothing to do with what I think. Should you guys be doing this? Has really nothing to do with what I think.
I asked you
So.
if you approve of his behavior.
He has the freedom to do it, right?
Do you approve of his behavior?
He has the freedom to do it.
We understand we have.
It has.
freedom.
Why does it matter what I think? Why don't you ask me about you guys?
Well, there you go. I'm asking you a question.
Fair question. I'll give him that. We use the word approve of because, yeah, like BCP is saying there, yes, I approve of his right to free speech. You know, that's what he approves of. Does BCP biblically approve of Tommy's behavior if he was judgmental or something like that? Probably not.
And I answered the question. I answered your question.
About what you think.
He has the right to do it. Is it right? Is it wrong? I don't know. It's up to
Is it how how BCP would do it? Probably not. Obviously,
anybody's interpretation.
You know.
I know.
Right?
I don't think what he's doing is
The
wrong.
question is, what example do we want to set for our kids?
Oh, I mean, definitely not what's going
yelling at ICE, screaming at ICE, saying they should unalive themselves. Yeah, that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's not a good example for kids. You stupid idiots.
on under the tent. You don't want to set that as an example, do you? For our children? Do you want to set that as an example from children?
Misdirection is pretty good, huh?
I'm asking.
Shell game?
I'm just
Not a shell game. You're saying he already said that he is okay with what Tommy's doing out there. Okay, he already answered your question. You're asking him, and he's letting you know other people that are around there, he disapproves of their behavior, and not those people are not a good example of the children there. How are you not understanding this?
asking, like you're asking me questions. Should we do that to teach our children to do all this? Should we teach our children to, protest against ICE and hate police and hate police? Really?
To teaching children to hate police. A parent, a parental authority, teaching children it's okay to hate social political authority, lawful authority. Basically, what they're saying is it's okay for you to hate me when I tell you what to do. As a parent, how stupid are you?
Interesting. Well, son, don't ever hate police.
We
Okay.
we have a right. Yeah.
Respect your elders. Respect law.
Yeah, you never engage in hate speech.
He's talking about police. He I've seen BCP hate certain sort of behaviors of certain people. Yes.
No, I don't.
I've heard you make the same comments that Tommy does. You don't make them as often, but you definitely make
Have you heard me say that? Really? When?
well, you were asking me to lick your boots.
What was wrong with that? I mean, that's what I'm told by people of your complexion.
Oh, so
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm told by people of your complexion.
No, I didn't- yeah, but
your
you asked
your
me.
people.
But you asked me.
I've been told to lick boots that I'm a bootlicker. Yeah, so I'm just letting you know that's what your people told me.
You as an individual asked me to lick your boots.
I did, because that's what your people, when they get down on, yes.
Do you understand the meme here, buddy? Okay, do you understand the meme? You understand the context of why he would say that? Idiot.
Over there,
I'm an individual.
those people.
I'm an individual.
Those people. Well, so am I.
I never asked.
Are you saying BCP's calm or the other guy's calm? They're both fairly calm, I think. But
That of you.
So you like to always come and approach me and talk to me for some reason.
Oh, yeah, because I'm trying to see if there's reason.
There is reason.
Right? I never asked you to lick my boots, right?
Well, I mean, you haven't said it.
And did he ever say for you to lick his? No. You understand yet?
Yeah, but
Yeah, he tries to play calm and nice, things like that, even though he supports people that are not calm and nice.
being on the extreme Nazi side and the extreme right side, I'm probably a bootlicker in your opinion, right?
You're gonna punish me for some imagined future of yours?
I'm possibly. Am I a bootlicker or not? Let's just get to it. Let's get it out the
I
system
don't even
now.
know what a bootlicker is, honestly.
You don't know what it is. Well, if you knew what it is, I'm sure you'd probably call me a.
He said that BCP says hateful things, right? And then his example was bootlicker. And now he doesn't know what a bootlicker is. Make it make sense.
Bootlicker, more than likely.
And I think you're making a lot of guesses.
I am. That's why I said more than likely.
So
It was a
you're
guess. So I'm racist?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just run with that.
Well, you're making an assumption about me because of my color of my skin, right?
You made the assumption that bootlicker was a hate speech term. And then you just admitted you don't know what bootlicker means. So, yeah, let's go about assumptions, buddy.
I make an assumption about you not because of the color of your skin, because of the group that you hang around with, just like the group I hang around with is Nazis, right?
I never called the group Nazis.
I'm a loser. See, there we go. All right, right. Right when you're talking to me. Prime example. And guess where she's going? She's going to get some food.
She has the freedom to do that.
Oh, well, so does Tommy. As you asked me about him.
I gather that he's intruding upon.
He's intruding what? A park? A pond.
She walked right by him, intruding on his conversation with you. Come on, buddy. Do you not see your hypocrisy? You just said Tommy's intruding on them by filming them and asking them questions. You just saw the lady walk by, calling somebody a loser while you're in the middle of a conversation and then flipping him off. Make it make sense.
Intruding upon a gathering.
A gathering in the public square.
Yep.
Okay. Well, and I'm standing on the public sidewalk.
Likewise.
And you heard one of your associates just walk by me. Correct?
Okay, so am I part of a group?
My goodness, this guy.
Are they part of a group?
I said, why do you think I'm part of some group?
Well, same reason. I'm sure. Do you think I'm part of some group?
This guy just thinks he's always right. He's not understanding both sides.
No, I
You
don't
don't?
think you're associated with Tommy. That's all.
Okay. Well,
The only thing that's similar about them right now is that they both have a phone camera pointed somewhere. That's the only thing similar about them right now. From what you know, it's the first time I've seen him on camera. They both have a phone camera pointed where there's light.
I think you're probably associated with Chandler and Rosa and who else? The brothers that got arrested.
You have a lot of assumptions.
Griffin.
Now, you have a lot of assumptions too. Do you see what he's trying to do? If you're going to be allowed to make an assumption that BCP is with Tommy just because they both have a camera, then he's allowed to make an assumption that you associate with Chandler since you're within proximity to Chandler. You stupid idiot. Did he? I didn't hear that, but I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, you have assumptions too, did?
No, you're associated with Tommy. You definitely are.
Okay.
You definitely are. You definitely are associated.
And you're associated by yourself, correct? You're just by yourself over here, by yourself, correct?
I'm not part of some group.
Well, what group is Tommy a part of?
The counter protesters, I would call them.
The what?
Counter protesters.
Okay, and you're a part of the protesters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now you see the difference. You understand. So when you just said earlier that, how do you know I'm a part of a group? Do you see how he came to that assumption? Mental midgets in Portland.
Well, fair. I guess we can agree on that.
Anyway, yeah, it's you have to know in your heart what's right and what's wrong.
I definitely know what's right and wrong. Do you have Jesus?
BCB does a good job of trying to get the Jesus in there, but it was windy last night, wasn't it? It was like crazy wind.
So Tommy's over there. I think there's like the shorter black guy, a little thicker dude. He's
a different one. Okay, yeah, not the Rosa that Portland people are familiar with.
in his face. The tent is blowing over. I should go help him. I wonder if they'll let me help them.
No, they'll think that you're grifting or something. Anyway, that's that stuff there. Should I read this Angela Rose thing here? She kind of gets a little bit. She doesn't think we're radicalized enough. She's been down there in Portland. She knows what's going on, but this might be related to some other things here. So, if you guys promise to kind of keep with me here, and I'm going to play a little bit of background music if it's okay. Not that one. This one here. There we go. I'm sorry, guys. I'm kind of angry. Here's my rant. I don't think we are truly radicalized enough. Charlie, Irna, Sarah, Lakin Riley, Aaron Danielson, Portland, the 8 and 10-year-old at the Catholic school in Minnesota, to name a few. The commonality of these horrific attacks are that they are orchestrated by the Democrats' agenda. On top of that, many brutal attacks from the left that are unreported or didn't result in deaths. With it, let me make that bigger so I can see it easier. Oops. Yeah. With their progressives yet, it's in my ear too much. With their progressive yet stuck in the past rhetoric, they violently attack family values, white people, Christianity, law and order, anyone who supports strong borders, and our nation as a whole. These tragedies radicalize the right enough to do what are we doing about it? In human nature, we tend to expect that somebody else will handle it. Surely there is someone smarter or braver for that job. Somebody else will stand up to the liberals who threaten the National Guard, ICE, Trump, conservatives, etc. Somebody else will defend the country. Back in 2020, it would be considered the Proud Boys, in my opinion. We all play a major role in this country and need to get braver, stronger, wiser, and more active, please. We can make a difference. In my opinion, the problem is that liberals want to destroy America more than conservatives want to protect it, because we are too busy with Twitter wars, complaining how others don't do enough, and pointing up hypocrisies from our own parties. Resurface clips. We enjoy the excitement and entertainment of drama too much, and we aren't being serious about what's at stake. On fire here. If we look close enough, everyone is a hypocrite. I believe that our party could benefit from more loyalty and bravery within our party. We should be like miners, go in looking for the gold in each other, not the dirt. We need this unity as we are the United States. I see TPUSA out there still putting up tables in college campuses. We see them being harassed and pushed around. They are actually out there putting in the work. Liberal terrorists show it. You guys still in the chat? You guys liking this? Liberal terrorists show up to block deportations, yet for some reason we can't be bothered to show up and help to show our support to ICE. People like Cam Higby, Nick Sorter, Nick Shirley, Sav Says, and everyone else who covers Portland, New York City, and Dearborn. these people go out and stand up for what they believe. Sarah Beckstrom, that was the name, volunteered to be in D.C. during the Thanksgiving because she wanted to be out there protecting us from the criminals that liberals legitimately let run loose. She's an American hero whose name will not be forgotten. Thank you to all the National Guardsmen for your bravery over the last few months. We see the difference you have made protecting government buildings in Los Angeles, and the people in D.C. and Memphis celebrated your successes despite being skeptical or not politically involved. Because of the National Guard, children can play outside again. Moms can visit the playgrounds or go for walks. We are a 248-year-old nation with most empires lasting 250 to 300 years. It's our duty to prolong the life of our country, for our children and their children. Obviously, this isn't going to be fun or easy. Donald Trump only ever became president because he saw how bad things were getting. Save America. We are on life support. There's a few things there. Honey Badger said, well said. Thank you. Let's see if I see any other familiar names in the chat there. Not yet. There probably eventually she'll get a few more familiar people there. Anyway, what do you guys think about that thing there? That was not too shabby there. Let me even give you guys a copy of that link. Give her a repost or a like on that one there if you would for me. It's Angela Rose. Don't forget to follow her. There's the repost there. I'll even make it a make sure you follow me too while you're at it. There and like. Okay, guys, and that's good there. Let's see if there's any late news going on here. Is still in the chat by chance? Have you guys followed me on Twitter yet? If I click my follower count, what am I going to be at, guys? What am I going to be at? Actually, I think some of you guys did follow me recently. I see a few more follows than I remember, so thank you. Let's see here. Ooh, here's a 2-minute. Same person here.
Everybody's saying it. What does that even mean? Radicalized enough. Everybody's saying it. What does that even mean? What is actually going to radicalize this generation? This is a father. Irina was going to work. The fact that in any way, shape, or form this has turned into a discussion as to whether or not the National Guard should have been there shows how far, as a nation, we have strayed away from common sense. The National Guard should already be in Portland. They should already be in Chicago. But these mayors and governors who love chaos keep blocking Trump from sending the National Guard where it's much needed. People in DC have celebrated the fact that it's safer. There's no longer tents or just needles everywhere. In Memphis, your normal everyday people who don't follow this stuff, don't post these kinds of videos, said, "Thank you, Trump." I was skeptical about the National Guard coming in because of what everybody says, but I haven't had any strangers walking up to my door. I haven't heard gunshots. I usually hear them all the time. My kids are here on bicycles, able to go play outside. We have never been able to walk to the store before, and now we can do that. I haven't been able to fill up gas in my car because of how afraid I was. That is what Sarah was doing. I wish that all of us had just an ounce of bravery that Sarah did. Everybody should be pissed that Democrats can encourage what happened to Sarah, but somehow it is supposed to be worse that Donald Trump is angry.
Why do you blame the Biden administration?
Because they let him in. Are you stupid?
Democrats have leeway to have let in tens of millions of undocumented people. They have the leeway to do what they did to Charlie, to Sarah, and yet the internet blows up. Oh, Donald Trump said the S word. He said stupid.
Well, yeah, I'm going to watch that again. Just to...
We are not radicalized enough. Everybody's saying it. What does that even mean? What is actually going to radicalize this generation? This is a father. Irina was going to work. The fact that in any way, shape, or form this has turned into a discussion as to whether or not the National Guard should have been there shows how far, as a nation, we have strayed away from common sense. The National Guard should already be in Portland. They should already be in Chicago. But these mayors and governors who love chaos keep blocking Trump from sending the National Guard.
There we go. Yeah. Trying to, he's still talking about Rose out there or something like that. I don't see a whole lot else going on right now, guys. Let me just check on a few things here. See if there's any other things that are happening here. But yeah, make sure you follow Angela Rose. She's getting on fire nowadays about all this nonsense. That one there. And fighting and things like that. How silly. What else was I thinking? Is this recently or is this the other day? Oh, into a store, a Zara store in New York City. Interesting. This is what your left is allowed to almost do on their own. Nobody wants to stop them. Regular people out there, you know, just walk by and ignore this stuff. If this would have been going on in the 80s, normal people would be out there saying, "Get the heck out of here! Get the heck out of here!"
Defund the genocide!
Look at this. How old is this lady? Or how mentally handicapped? Goodness gracious. How indoctrinated do you have to be?
Come on. Do not trample Zara!
Oh my goodness.
Zara is a genocidal company!
Genocide of people's ears, eyes.
Thank you.
Yeah. And remember the other thing too is they always complained about the oil and everything. The oil and everything is, you know, Chevron bad and all these other things. What those coats are made with? What's the material that a lot of your coats are made with? You know, polyester type coats and things like that. What's the major byproduct there, guys? It starts with a P or O, if you will. Petroleum, right? Yes, petroleum. Where do we? But yeah, petroleum bad. Petroleum goes to Israel to help their war machine. Petroleum hurts the environment, but I'm going to continue to wear clothes that are made from petroleum oil. I don't know why they ended with that. Anyway, let's see if there's anything else going up here. BCB with a Chandler discussion last night.
Yeah. So this is like your passion because you always talk about this type of stuff. Like
about systemic racism?
Yeah, always.
No, it's not my passion. It's one of the things that I care a lot about, but I don't know enough about it to say.
You got a black guy right in front of you.
So why are you talking about it so much then?
Yeah.
Yeah, why do you talk about something? I would think that the black guy in front of you would talk a lot about it. You know, if it was such a serious thing and affecting all black people, I would imagine the guy in front of you, the black conservative preacher, would sort of know more about it since he's so oppressed, right? These guys. Oh, Black Friday protests. Early Ocean Plot's got some information here. Home Depot on TV Highway. 2 p.m. Friday. Ooh, I missed it. Clogged up lines, buy an ice scraper, and immediately return it. Oh, it's that kind of nonsense at Home Depot. These people are insane. Is that Rebel? Yeah, like Rebel back 8 years ago or so, it looks like. That's funny. That's funny stuff. Travis has had a good time here. Honey Badger Mom's bodyguard guy. He's getting ready for Christmas. Did you guys put all your Christmas decorations out already? Day after Thanksgiving or something like that, unless this is an old one or something. Get the dog treats and the cat treats. What's going on? What's going on here? Boy, this recent. Any document signed by Sleepy Joe Biden with the auto pen, which was approximately 92% of them, is hereby terminated. No further force or effect. The auto pen is not allowed to be used if approval is not specifically given by the President of the United States. The radical left lunatics circling Biden around the beautiful Resolute desk in the Oval Office took the presidency away from him. I am hereby canceling all executive orders and anything else that was not directly signed by crooked Joe Biden. Oh my goodness, finally. Because the people who operated the auto pen did so illegally because they can't verify that they got authorization from him. Even when Obama did it, it was clear, he was overseas. He gave authorization for the pen to happen, at that time there, because it was serious things. Joe Biden was not involved in the auto pen process. And if he says he was, he will be brought up on charges of perjury. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Oh my goodness. Did DJ do this himself? That's Libs of TikTok. I'll give that a like there. But did his own account? I would imagine his own account did that one too, didn't it? Sometimes he doesn't post it on Twitter. It's done over there. Let me double check. Come on. Did he post it? Did he post it himself? 6 hours ago, he posted something about the G20. No, he didn't do it on that account. His other account, though. No, that's not the official one. Oh, here's the Twitter handle. Is that the one? No, he didn't do it on that one either. Okay. Sometimes he just does it on Truth. Was that. They're going to panic over this. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Nothing wrong with an auto pen. Maybe he forgot that he did it. He's a old white guy. You should feel sorry for him and not send him to court. Remember what the Her report said? You should be nice to him and everything, and not arrest him for perjury. He. Oh my goodness! Finally, I feel somewhat sorry for Biden because I know people that are going through that kind of stuff, but. Oh my goodness! But continually make this narrative up for what he was doing is just crazy. All right, guys, let me see if there's anything else going on here. Not that one there. Let's check and see. Sometimes I like to do these reaction streams of crazy videos that have happened recently here. So let me see if there's any videos that I want to watch here. Right now, there's nobody that I really want to raid you out to right now. I'd rather raid you to somebody I want to raid you to, but I do see Jeff Mack is live though, so he'd probably be the person I would raid if I had to right now. So let's check and see what's going on though in the other news of the day here. Nothing there. Hold your horses. Well, let's watch this video here from Liberal Hive Mind.
Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on a fortunate situation just happened.
Federal investigators say they are learning more details about what's being called a brazen and horrific ambush attack targeting members of the National Guard serving in the nation's capital.
Their families' lives are all changed forever because one person decided to do this
horrific and evil thing.
The two guardsmen on duty from West Virginia identified.
Take your money and run. I might look into that. Elder abuse, yeah, that's what it does sound like.
As 20-year-old Army Specialist Sarah Beckstrom and U.S. Air Force staff.
We've got a released State Department email from the Biden administration from back during the fall of Afghanistan in 2021, and it now basically confirms exactly what we suspected at the time. They were not vetting the people that they were putting on those planes. I mean, as if you needed to be told that, considering the scenes that we saw on the day with people hanging onto the plane.
It's nice to have the official evidence, though.
It was flying into the sky, only to watch them one by one falling to their tragic end, just bodies falling from the sky. You mean to tell me that wasn't an organized, vetted evacuation of Afghanistan? Yeah, of course it wasn't. And well, now we've got the document to prove that they were flying blind throughout the entire Afghanistan withdrawal. Literally, from their own words, they were rushing to resettle these Afghans without even knowing who they were. Apparently, there were spreadsheets of names just kind of bouncing around, and you had top Biden officials asking, do you recognize any of these people? To which mostly the answer was no. They were supposed to be evacuating current employees, personnel as well, but instead what ended up happening was they were just packing up these planes full of migrants and just shipping them on over, not knowing who the hell was in that plane. Obviously not a freaking good idea. But the worst part was, as we were watching what was going on, as per usual, they were gaslighting us. You had Afghans falling from the sky. It was complete chaos. A terrorist attack. You had service members, 13 of them, who died during this all-out chaos that Joe Biden and his incompetent goons couldn't get under order. Well, because they had no frickin' plan. It was an absolute disaster, and we could see it with our eyes. But as it was happening, the Biden administration was assuring us throughout those moments that they were vetting everyone and there was no risk to the nation. And of course, the media carried their water. The media just spread the lie.
No one is coming into the United States of America who has not been through a thorough screening and background check process.
We absolutely cannot unleash thousands of unvetted people into our country.
These people
it's
are
not
vetted.
good.
These people are vetted.
It was just a right-wing conspiracy theory. It was hysteria, bigotry. In comes all the experts to fact check, assuring viewers that no, there are robust vetting processes for all of these.
They cannot verify a single process.
People. They're all legitimate asylum seekers and people who are working against the Taliban and Al-Qaeda on behalf of American intelligence operations. In other words, they lied to you as they funneled again tens of thousands. I think it might have even been possibly over 100,000 or somewhere close. Can't remember off the top of my head, but it was certainly multiple tens of thousands of unvetted migrants were being poured into the country. And now look, we were right again. The conspiracy theory was less theory again. And the tragic prophecy becomes real because the left ignored every freaking warning in favor of the virtue signal, the photo op. Nothing can go wrong. The all-virtuous left turns a blind eye to all the most obvious, deep red, flashing warnings, always with the same cultural relativism nonsense.
I don't believe that anyone is coming into the United States of America or the UK, as a matter of fact, because they want to bring about a Salafist-style Islamic caliphate in London. I know you won't agree with me on this.
It's not about whether I agree; it's about whether the facts agree with you.
I don't think that's the case.
Hold on.
I think
let me just give you some facts then. We have it.
I like those guys. I can't remember their names or whatever, but when they do the interviews, they have the knowledge before the interview starts.
Terrorist attack on a monthly basis by an Islamist, effectively. We just had 2 in the space of the last.
They'll interview righties or lefties,
month as we're recording this. 33%, I think, of British Muslims want Sharia law in Britain, according to polls. More than half want to ban.
I haven't seen these polls.
Well, we can put them in for people to see. More than half want to ban homosexuality. So when you say people aren't coming in to introduce an Islamist stuff, well, some of them want to if they're in a position to do so. We have 5 MPs who are effectively elected on a sectarian ticket, like as in we are Muslims, vote for us because you're a Muslim. I think it should be said that the overwhelming majority of British Muslims don't want Sharia law. But if 33% of them do, you can see why a lot of people who don't want Sharia law might be concerned about that, right?
Always the same thing, right? The left pointing at the distraction. Here they are opening the floodgates. They point at the Muslim community and say, look, there are good actors. Therefore, ignore the obvious glaring issues. But yes, I'm not going to deny that obviously there are plenty of good Muslims who come to the West. They contribute, they assimilate, they live peacefully, work hard, raise families, never harm anyone. I understand that. But of course, that isn't the whole story now, isn't it? It's always using, anecdotes or a half-truth as a shield to avoid the very uncomfortable conversation that is the elephant in the room. And the reality is that there are massive swaths of the Muslim world where extremist beliefs are normalized. And so you have to be very careful. And we're talking about over 1 billion Muslims across the world. Anywhere from, let's be really generous and say 10 to all the way up to 40, 50% have extreme anti-American, extreme fanatical religious views. If they hate America, hate you, hate Western civilization, with some of them even being tied to terrorist organizations, well, that equates to hundreds of billions of people. And so when you're in that part of the world and you just open up the floodgates, everybody get on the plane and pack in, well, just statistically, you're likely to import a few terrorists. That's not racist. And to issue that warning is not racist. First of all, Islam is not a race. And secondly, it's just a factual observation. You cannot import a fanatical religious horde that seeks to conquer you, to replace you, to uproot your entire society. You cannot import those people and expect that it's going to go well, that everything's going to be peachy and fine. That's simply not how.
Hey, Smith, how you doing? Nice to see you. Hope you're doing good.
The real world works. And just imagine how bad it really is, how bad it's going to get and continue to get if the Trump administration hadn't tackled the issue. Joe Biden let in likely over 10 million unvetted illegals. How many terror cells are already embedded within the nation? But I guess I'm just a bigot. I'm just a racist for asking that question or having that concern. Well, once again, it seems as though reality is undefeated against the ignorant, naive left. That's what I got for you guys anyways. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on.
This guy's channel is Liberty Hive Mind. Feel free to give it a follow there. I'm just going to give you the link to the video, though, for the heck of it. There you go there. And paste. Instead of giving you a video so I can go to the restroom again, I'm going to play a song and then raid you out to somebody else out there. All right, guys? Let's play a song that I did all the work on this, did all the lyrics, sang the song. You know, I didn't use any AI to make the song. It's called Proud to Be a Boomer, okay? Let me know how you like it. All the work I put into the song, okay? All right, guys, who's a boomer in here? I'm a Gen X person myself. Any boomers out there? It's okay to be proud to be a boomer if you want to be proud to be a boomer. But let's see if you guys like the song. If you're a millennial, say that you're a millennial or Gen Z. Tell me what you guys are in the chat if you guys don't mind. Some people don't like to give their ages or something like that, but you know, this isn't really giving your age, it's just giving your generation. There we go.
I remember when the jukebox sang and we danced till the lights went dim. The streets were safe, the air was clean, and the world didn't feel so grim. A nickel bought a soda, a dime a dream. But now the past feels far like a rushing stream. I'm proud to be a boomer, where at least I know I'm sane. Though my knees may creak and my back complains, I'd gladly rise from my wheelchair, stand next to you, and I won't forget my medicine like I always do. We built the bridges, we paved the roads, we worked with calloused hands, watched the moonlight touch the stars, and we made our family plans. But now the world spins faster, they're like a wild parade, but my roots are deep and they never fade. Don't call me old, just call me wise. I see the truth behind the lies. To be boomer, where at least I know I'm sane. Though my knees may creak and my back complains, I'd gladly rise from my wheelchair, stand next to you, and I won't forget my medicine like I always do. We built the bridges, we paved the roads, we worked with callous pain.
Do you like how I tried to throw in a little bit of the God bless the USA kind of words in there?
Watched the moonlight touch the stars, and we made our family plans. Now the world spins faster, like a wild parade, but my roots are deep and they never fade. Don't call me old, just call me wise. I've seen the truth behind the lies. Don't call me old, just call me wise. I've seen the truth behind the lies. I'm proud to be a boomer, where at least I know I'm sane. Though my knees may creak and my back complains, I'd gladly rise from my wheelchair, stand next to you, and I won't forget my medicine like I always do. Now the surf guitars are called from the past, riding waves, a time that'll always last. Banjo's picking a story untold, fiddle cries out, young hearts turn old.
You guys like banjo music?
Now the surf guitars, a call from the past, riding waves of time that'll always last. Banjo's picking a story untold, fiddle cries out, young hearts turn old.
That's a pretty good song. Anyway, guys.
Now the surf guitar's a call from the past, riding waves of time that'll always last. Banjo's picking a story untold, fiddle cries out, young hearts turn old.
Fiddle, steel guitar, is that what that was? I didn't know that. Anyway, guys, I got other things to do. I'll probably come back later tonight and do a stream or something like that. But make sure you guys are all the page. Anyway, make sure you try to get more people to follow that Twitter of mine if you guys don't mind. I'd appreciate it. Let me see if I can give you that link one more time. If you guys are a Twitter follower, you can follow my Facebook too, but we'll try to do a Facebook grift tomorrow later on or something like that, because I only have 70 people in my Facebook group, trying to get to 100 over there. But main thing, I want to see if I can get this one eventually to 2,000 on Twitterville. Yes, Twitter is a town. It's a town. I'm not sure where the Twitterville town is, but it's a good town. So follow my good town here of Twitterville here, Mr. Bill's Twitterville. There's that link right there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Belinda, nothing wrong with being a boomer, right? Thank you for watching, Belinda. I appreciate it. All righty, guys. I'm going to read you over to Jeff Mack. I think he's still alive over there. He has these more great news over there on his channel there. So tell him Mr. Bill said that he's pretty smart for a young guy. If you go to his channel or whatever, and you want to chat in his chat, tell him he's pretty smart for a young guy, okay? That's sort of it's a compliment, but sort of a little bit of a dig at the same time there, okay? In fact, let me write it for you so you can just copy and paste it. Mr. Bill said you. All right. I'm going to copy and paste this into the Jeff Mack chat when you go over there. Feel free and subscribe and like or whatever. He's a good guy. There's a lot of good news and information there. There you go. Got one over there. Did it show up on YouTube yet? Yeah, there it is. Did it show up on YouTube? Yeah, it is. Okay, good. All right. And I'll raid you over there in just a second there. Let me just head over there right now just to see if anybody goes over there during the raid here for the heck of it. All righty, guys. Jeff Mack, are you still live? Better still be live. Yeah, he's still live. Okay, good.
Approved for that.
Okay, I'm going to head you over there. Make sure you copy and paste that into his chat when you go over there for me, please, guys. Tell him I said hi. Hey, how we doing, guys? Sorry, Lean, how you doing? Nice to see you. If you haven't subscribed, click that subscribe button, all that other fun stuff. We'll see you later on this evening. You want the 30-second countdown or not? I'll give you the 30-second countdown.